Hey everybody, it's Jaxin here at the Daily Movie Critics, and today I'm going to review Eastern Promises, directed by David Cronenberg, starring Viggo Mortensen and Naomi Watts. Now, Eastern Promises, which was made in 2008, is a mafia crime thriller set in London about a 14-year-old prostitute who has a baby. And then Naomi Watts wants to know who the baby is, who's the father of the baby is, the family of the prostitute, and it's somehow linked to the mob. And then she bonds a relationship with Viggo Mortensen's character, who is a chauffeur for the mob, and it just gets into a violent mystery thriller from there. First thoughts about Eastern Promises. It's really violent. I'm a big fan of Cronenberg. Most of the movies I've seen from him, Videodrome, The Fly, Nick at Lunch, those are his early movies in history. Violence are really, really violent. But with movies like Videodrome and Nick at Lunch, they are violent in a they're gory, they're gross. They're not like violent gross, but they're just gross with their weird practical effects gore. This movie is disturbingly violent because it's extremely realistic. And like there's like a 10-second shot of a man's like slit open throat. Acting wise, it's really good. Viggo Mortensen plays a really good like Russian mob guy. Naomi Watts is okay. I'm not a big Naomi Watts fan, but she's okay in this. The whole story, the plot itself is pretty decent. It gets a little sidetracked then and then. We get into different characters that we really don't need to know about, but it's still very interesting. And it's a beautifully shot movie of the back streets of London with the whole Russian mafia, a Russian district of London. It's brilliantly directed by David Cronenberg, but some things don't agree with me. I think it's way too violent. I mean, there's just the scene in the if you've seen this movie, you're going to watch out for the scene in the sauna. I don't know, that could have been done totally different and still be as good, but it's overly. I think it's overly too violent. I don't say that about a lot of movies. I watch a lot of kung fu and a lot of war movies and stuff like that. A lot of crime movies. And none of the, I mean, yeah, there's like a lot of like beating of people and a lot of dead people, but I would never say, whoa, that's violent. I mean, this is like this is almost peck and paw violent. But it's still a really good movie, and I feel like again, the story gets sidetracked, which is like, well, this story is really interesting. Can we continue on this? But no, we have to go into these other like subplots that really don't matter, and it could be entirely cut out of the film. So in the end, I'm going to give Eastern Promises an 8 out of 10. It's great. It has great acting, great cinematography, great dialogue, great script work, but falls short in the story aspect, and it's a little too overly violent. So I hope you enjoyed my review on the Daily Movie Critics. Sorry for getting this in so late on Monday. Labor Day is really hard to do this. Thank you so much. Goodbye.